Welcome to Bluegrass Brooklyn, our podcast all about the music we love, straight from the Bluegrass borough of Brooklyn, New York.
Driving down 81 way, it for my phone to ring. Now I wonder who is calling me. But it doesn't matter, 'cause I know it will never be. You're just a distant memory.
Hello and welcome to Season 6, Episode 7. I'm Liz Wolfe,
And I'm Mike Wilner.
and today we're excited to have Ben Morrison on as our guest. He's a Gray Fox headliner from the band the Brothers Comatose.
Yeah, fun interview. And also, you captured a really neat Gray Fox story, which we'll listen to as well. So, Liz, what do you got going on?
I am preparing my RV for my summer of fun. This weekend, I am going to be going, of course, to Gray Fox, well, the Foxhole, Gray Fox, Ashokan, Podunk, Wind Gap, Silver Bay. It just keeps going on and on. So I just keep reminding my husband what the schedule is, and he just smiles and nods. So that's a good sign.
There you go.
And how about you, Mike?
Well, the Augusta Heritage Center kicks off its summer-long workshop schedule on July 6th with the Cajun, Creole, and Classic Country Week. I'll be down there. Then in August, of course, the Ashokan Center hosts Southern Week. And really exciting is in September, we will be covering the Earl Scruggs Music Festival in North Carolina. So I too have a pretty busy schedule and have a wife who smiles and nods and hopefully remembers all this stuff. Please remember to follow us at Bluegrass Brooklyn, Brooklyn spelled BKLYN. Follow, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Let everybody know. We love hearing from listeners, so please drop a line, mike@bluegrassbrooklyn.com. And if you are looking for jams in Uptown Manhattan, Bronx, Riverdale, and New Jersey, and increasingly around the world, check out bluegrassjamsnearme.com. Okay, so anything else?
Now let's get to this awesome interview.
Yeah, let's roll. Okay, so here we are with Ben Morrison of the Brothers Comatose. Ben, first of all, thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so who's Comatose in the band? How did that name come about?
My brother, he's the Pelican.
No hesitation.
Yeah, well, I guess it was subconsciously inspired by him. He's the banjo player, my younger brother. But when he gets really into the zone, I guess you would say, like his eyes roll into the back of his head and you just kind of see the whites of his eyes. And I think it just kind of worked its way into my subconscious somehow. And Brothers Comatose just popped in. And we tried to change it for a while and we just couldn't come up with anything better or more memorable. So we just ended up sticking with it. So here we are 18 years later with the name.
Let me tell you, my first exposure to the Brothers Comatose was I came across the collaboration you did with AJ Lee.
Oh, yeah.
And the Harvest Moon. And I was absolutely dumbstruck by the vocal harmonies you guys accomplished.
Oh,
It
thanks.
stopped me in my tracks. I listened to it any number of times. So how would you characterize the focus of the band? Is it vocal? Is it instrument? What do you value most, or what do you focus on most in the band?
Oh, man, that's a great question. I'd say our primary focus is the songs, the arrangement and all that. I would say then comes the vocals and then comes the instrumentation.
Interesting.
Live is a different beast. We still do the vocals and stuff like that. We try to make that like a centerpiece, but we lean into the instrumentation and solos and jamming a bit more in the live setting and have to get the energy up and people pumped a little bit.
That's interesting. I haven't heard that the distinction made, but really it makes sense that if you're on stage and you're kind of relying on the sound engineering and the house acoustics, you would probably look for the instrumentation and virtuosic breaks to carry the day. Whereas if you're in the studio and can be more refined, you can really go after the vocals and arrangements. How would you characterize the music overall?
That's a great question. Also, it's so hard. I feel like you ask any musician, and they're like, "We're so special. You can't categorize us," But of course, you can categorize to an extent. We have bluegrass instrumentation, but I think we're people that are in the world wouldn't call us a bluegrass band. We adopted this title called Golden Grass recently because this guy kept commenting on our Facebook posts who's involved with the California Bluegrass Association. Yeah. And kept saying, Brothers Comatose, Golden Grass, just like, BKLYN Blue Summit, who's also from California, and countless other bands from California that are doing, the string band thing that don't necessarily fall strictly into the bluegrass category. Most of us, with the exception of our mandolin player, grew up listening to a lot of different kinds of music, and none of them were bluegrass. And so we didn't really come from that world. We came from more like rock and roll, and our fiddle player, he's like a classically trained fiddle player, but he listens to country and rock but plays classical. So we didn't really come from that world. So I feel like the music that ends up coming out isn't, quite bluegrass, though it does have a lot of, characteristics, the vocal harmonies, the instrumentation, and the solo breaks and things like that. But a lot of the feels, I'd say, are different than traditional bluegrass.
Yeah. So Golden Grass. All right. Makes some sense. I mean, that's the title of your most recent album, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So I guess you went whole hog on the
We just went for it, like this guy kind of inspired us. He kept commenting on this thing, and our fiddle player, Phil, and myself got together with this guy, Tim Bloom, who's the singer of the Mother Hips. And he's an amazing songwriter, and we just got together one day to write a song, and I brought this idea. I was like, why don't we work on this idea called Golden Grass, where we can kind of say how golden grass is different than bluegrass, how we do things differently and on the West Coast. And we could name drop some bands that are awesome into the lyrics, like just little hints of different things. Like we drop, Molly Tuttle and Golden Highway. We drop Golden Highway in there, BKLYN Blue Summit. Olden in the Way is in there, Indie Hill, Hot Butter Drum, Poor Man's Whiskey, some friends of ours and stuff that have been at it for a while and doing cool stuff in the scene. And so we thought we'd give like a little shout out to some of our buddies.
It seems like there's a lot of music coming out of California, which is of a type, not so much sounds the same, but it has a different energy. It has its own special kind of glow. Do you feel that that's true, or that there's something driving that?
Yeah, I definitely think that. And I guess that was kind of the whole idea behind Golden Grass. But every genre, there's the California country, the Bakersfield sound, and all that. And stuff that like Graham Parsons and Flying Burrito Brothers were doing, and the Eagles and stuff, like for SoCal country back in the 70s. There's just like a different kind of groove to things, I feel like. And so us being fans of all that, and, a lot of rock and roll music and just like a little bit of attitude, I think it informs the groove. And it's a little bit different, I think, than more traditional stuff coming from Appalachia and all those places.
Let's say we're addressing a listener who has not yet encountered the Brothers Comatose. Okay. And would love to kind of get an idea of what the band is about. Let's pick a couple of tunes and listen to a bit of them.
All right,
and
first
then
you crack a beer.
Whoa. What was that? Right. Exactly. That's the instruction. First crack a beer.
First crack a beer, and then we'll talk. Yeah.
All right. So, listener, get that beer out. Why don't you suggest a tune? Let's listen to some of it, and we can talk about why you feel or how you feel that represents the band or some aspect of the band's vision.
Yeah. Let's see here. I think I'd start with a song called Tops of the Trees.
All right. So let's listen to that.
I got 16 bounties on this poet of mine. There's no chance in winning, so I might as well try. That big red sun is about to go down. Well, I guess it's high time I got the fuck out of town. Need to find a place where I can rest and be kind. Got too much longer stuck behind my eyes. Need to find a place in the middle of beyond. Well, I tell you
All right. So why that song, Ben?
To go back to the groove, it has a distinct groove. It's kind of like mellow and groovy, and got this like rolling characteristic to it that I think propels it along in a way not a lot of our other songs do, and not a lot of songs in the genre do, that I feel. And I mean, I love the harmonies of it, the lyrics, and it took, to me, that's like one of my favorite songs to play live. It's just got got a different kind of swagger to it that I really enjoy. That was a collaborative effort, and it's always really fun. That's like, you know, you play songs thousands of times as a band. That's one that I don't really ever get sick of, which is, to me, it's indicative of something good, I guess, because I get sick of plenty of our other tunes. So that one, for some reason, I'm okay playing that one every day. So
Very cool. Okay, so why don't we have a listen to another one? What would you suggest?
well, since we were talking about it, how about Golden Grass?
Absolutely. Let's hear.
1, 2, 3. Down in San Francisco holler, all the songs that go through the cypress trees. Golden highway stretches out forever as the sun slowly sinks into the sea. Way out west we do it differently, untraditionally. 'Cause we just like the sound. Are you listening?
Are you listening?
We'll just burn one down. Can you feel it?
Can you feel it?
Just relax, it's golden grass.
So when I listen to that, I expect to get hit with like some Appalachian mountain angst. Just what made you pick this one?
Well, it's kind of become a distinctive tune for us in our identity as a band that has a bit of an identity crisis. And like where you exist in the string band world, often people ask you, like, all right, what is your band? What do you do? Tell me
Right.
what you do. You're like,
Yeah.
well, it's kind of bluegrass, but it's kind of got like a little bit of a rock and roll attitude. But we also have some like mellow, groovy tunes, and it's kind of this, it's sort of this, and then you make your own mind up. And so I just feel like having a title slapped to it helps a lot.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to take a turn. I want to
Please.
play your collaboration with AJ Lee, that amazing rendition of Neil Young's Harvest Moon.
Neil Young's Harvest Moon.
All right, let's hear it.
Come a little bit closer. Hear what I have to say. Just like
mentioned before, this stopped me in my tracks when I heard it. I'm absolutely entranced by the vocal harmonies. But the vocal harmonies, it looks, at least from the video, was done live in real time.
Yeah.
How does that happen? That must be extremely difficult.
Well, AJ is an incredible singer. That's a good start right there. And player as well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we had gotten together with her, I think one time before, just to talk about what songs to record. Because we were doing a bunch of videos during the pandemic with friends that lived in the area and called her up just to kind of like jam on some stuff, you know, and we were making videos with a lot of friends just because we couldn't do anything else. We couldn't go play shows. So we got together with her one day. She came over and tossing some song ideas around, and we're like, oh, what about Harvest Moon? And so my brother and I both worked on the harmonies and stuff. And then, you know, she came back the following week and we just kind of set up in my little office space and 2 microphones, one very similar to yours, like the Arduino. And then I had a mic on the bass too. And so we just hit record. I think we did it a few times and then picked the one that had the fewest mistakes on it.
I'm absolutely amazed. By the way, shout out to Ear Trumpet Labs. They're a sponsor of the show, and they provide us our mics, and that's why you always sound so good. I love the sound of what you put out there, and the fact that it took place under the circumstances it did is sort of adding some positivity and joy to the world when it was a very difficult time to find any of that.
Absolutely. And it's still going too on YouTube. It's funny, our bass player said, he's like, that's one of the most positive places on the internet, the comments section.
Yeah.
People share stories about their past loves or lost loves or all sorts of things. And it's people commenting. It's been pretty heartwarming to see, like, especially when the internet can be such a dark place. Sometimes in some corners, it sheds a little bit of light. So go check it out.
Thank goodness. Okay, so let me give you one more try. So the listener is saying, I get it. I just need a little bit more insight into the band and what I should listen to get a picture of the band. So why don't you give us one more song to listen to?
How about the IPA song from our most recent record?
Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's have a listen.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We don't want no IPA, no, we don't want no IPA. Only 3 or 4 in them down on the floor, no, we don't want no IPA. It's been one of those days where nothing is going right. Oh, I gotta turn this thing around before the end of the night. Well, bartender, I need something to cure my pain. Well, I'll take anything you got besides an IPA. We don't want no IPA, no, we don't want no IPA. Don't wanna be sober, but don't want a hangover. We don't want no IPA. Look at me like I'm crazy, but that stuff is bitter and gross. I just wanna enjoy myself, I don't wanna be comatose. Well, after a day of working hard, I'll belly up at the bar. You can't keep your hoppy IPAs, I'll be sipping on my PBR. We don't want no IPA.
All right, why not IPA? Perhaps more importantly than, it's great that you're working with Ronnie McCurry on that, but tell us a little bit about the song.
The IPA song came about mostly because we just drank way too much of it back in the day. You know how you can't drink, you know, you go to college and you have a night of like drinking too much rum or, you know, whatever it is, and you have one of those 2-day hangovers and then you can never touch the stuff for the rest of your life. I feel like we did a period of drinking IPAs. We were sponsored by actually a very cool local beer company who would deliver 3 cases of IPA or stronger beer to every single one of our tour stops. And so we constantly had, it was just like, we couldn't keep up. It was just, and eventually we're like, this is killing our band. Like,
Okay.
because, you know, we like to have beers in our hands, and so if the stronger the beer, the drunker we get, the worse the show is, and nobody wants that, you know. So eventually we had to just kind of cut it off, and so now we stick to light beer and try to stay away from the IPAs when possible. And so we just decided to write a goofy song about it, and the lyrics get pretty ridiculous, but it's kind of a funny and fun take on it all.
Yeah, but the musicianship, man. You have Ronnie in there, and you guys sound awesome.
Oh, he's so good. He's amazing.
What's it like working with someone like that who's got all the experience and background in the world of bluegrass music?
It's crazy. I mean, you know, we just kind of called him up. We had crossed paths a bunch of times. We played Delfest before, but didn't know him super well, and kind of just hit him up. We're like, hey, we got this song. And kind of like told him the idea of the song, and he's like, yeah, I'm down. I'll come. The Traveling McCurries were playing in our neck of the woods out in California, in the Bay Area, and the morning of the show, or maybe it was the morning after their show, and he was down, so he just kind of came out and just picked it up right away, and he's so good. It was really fun. Nobody plays like that guy. He sings high harmony on it, and I was like, all right, Ronnie, you have to hit the high G in your chest voice. Can you? And he's just like, we don't want no happy. Like, whoa, man, you got it, dude.
Oh. So cool that in this musical community, the giants, you know, our favorites, our heroes, are accessible. And I found when we started this podcast, I sent out like 10 Instagram messages I said, why not, right? And like 8 out of 10 got back to me and said, sure, you know, Jason Carter, sure, Missy Raines, sure. Wow. It's such an open and approachable community. It's wonderful.
Amen. It feels familial also.
Yes.
And that's kind of, you know, part of the reason I was drawn to this whole scene too. The fact that it is so open and friendly and inclusive. Whereas, you know, I was in rock bands before, and that felt so much more competitive. This world, it's just like, oh, like let's jam. Let's pick some tunes. What do you know? Like, let's play some stuff. And it's just like, what? That's always blown me away, and really has been a magnet, you know, keeping me attracted to this whole world.
Yeah, there's a love of music that combines with a community aesthetic that really creates a special experience. My co-host, Liz Wolfe, and I were at the IBMA World of Bluegrass last year. And she talks about how, you know, Michael Cleveland was there with Jason Carter. They were playing shows, and she left the hotel, I don't know, 2 a.m. to catch a cab to the airport. And there was Michael Cleveland out there jamming with, you know, the conservatory kid crew. And he doesn't need to be up at 2 a.m. playing music with people to promote or for any purpose other than love of music, which is incredible.
And all those kids are going to remember that forever, and probably, you know, share that or continue that experience and probably do that to somebody else. It's just like a symbiotic relationship that keeps blossoming and blooming, and it's really cool.
Well, look, I just recently, last couple of years, got involved with bluegrass music, and I'm an older guy, and it'd be very easy for me to show up at some bluegrass jam where the age of any 2 other people combined, let's put it that way, in the group, and very easy for them to get turned off, or here's grandpa, and, you know, treat me a certain way. Nobody does. I'm accepted. I'm part of the group. It's very special. Now, the brothers
Can I jump in real quick? Just since we're on the topic, you know, in addition to the familial and community aspect of it, I've always felt that age is such an interesting factor in this world, because it gains you more respect in the genre. I feel like it's like, oh, like you've been around, like you've experienced so much, and it's almost like the older you are, the more accepted you are because of your experience and things like that. And I've always loved that aspect also.
Absolutely. Now, I just picked up the fiddle about 2 years ago, which is, I don't know what fit of insanity had me start playing the fiddle at that age. But people were always very nice to me about, you know, putting up with my new fiddle playing. I've gotten a little better over time. But what I've been able to bring to the community is my ability to organize. I host several jams. I participate in the festivals and help the organizers in various ways. And I feel like that's a way I can contribute, and I'm encouraged and accepted, and people really appreciate that. Now, speaking of festivals, Brothers Comatose is a featured artist in our Gray Fox Bluegrass Festival. coverage here. So we wanted to ask you a couple of things about Gray Fox. First of all, it's not your first appearance there. When was the last time you were at Gray Fox? Do you remember?
I think it was probably 2014, 2015, maybe.
Okay.
A long time ago.
So now I'm going to tax your memory. What is your Gray Fox story? What is your favorite memory or silliest or funniest or most interesting thing that pops out at you about Gray Fox?
Oh man, the thing that pops out the most is the after hours jams in the campgrounds. I think we were camping that night that we played, and we were probably drinking some IPAs at the time. That was
Again with the
Those back in
IPAs.
But I remember walking around the camps, and you go to any given bluegrass festival, and there's almost always jamming, and most of the time it's really good. I remember walking around and going to this one camp, and it seemed, I was probably drinking a few IPAs. I felt a little bit drunk, and then it seemed like everybody else at the jam was like kind of drunk too. And then I like kind of walked up, and everybody was shredding. It was like the best jam I've ever seen. And I didn't really know a lot of people in the scene at the time, but I think it was like Brittany Haas was in there. Just
Oh boy.
just sort of like hat pulled down, like all low and stuff, just kind of kicking back and shredding fiddle. And I'm like, what is happening here? This is insane. It was like the best jam I could have possibly imagined to like just happen upon. And that happened multiple times throughout that night. Everywhere I went, it was just like top-notch pickers. It was pretty incredible.
That is incredible. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you guys up at Gray Fox this year. Anything you're particularly looking forward to about the festival?
Well, maybe we'll stick around for some after-hours jams, but we get to see our friend AJ, who's going to be, I think she's an artist at large at the festival.
Yep, she's the artist in residence.
Yeah, so I think we're going to have to recreate some jams and collaborate a little bit and see who else is around that day. Part of our favorite thing to do is like play with other people, have special guests up, and kind of bring people on stage, and it keeps it exciting for us, like see where the jams go and stuff.
All right, so you're going to be on the East Coast. You got to come to Brooklyn or at least New York. You have any plans?
Yeah, we are coming to New York. We're playing on a boat.
Okay.
It's called the Rocks Off Concert Cruise, and I think the boat is called the Liberty Bell. So we're pretty stoked about it. I've heard they're tons of fun. It'll be interesting.
Well, I know that New York City views from the water are amazing, and I'm sure you guys are going to compliment it with some amazing music. Before we go, I wanted to ask a little bit about your songs and your songwriting. You guys do almost all original music, right?
Yeah, I mean, in any given show, we'll play, a few covers throughout the show. But we have, 6, 7 albums? I can't remember anymore, but almost all original material.
Where's the songwriting engine in the group?
We have collaborated a lot more and more throughout the years, and so most of us are bringing song ideas to the table. Sometimes we write together, but oftentimes we'll bring an idea or a mostly formed song, at least the bones of it, and then everybody jumps in with arrangement ideas and brings their own flavor to it.
Oh, interesting. So listen, Ben, thanks a lot for spending time today. Congratulations on your upcoming performance on the boat and at Gray Fox, and we'll look forward to seeing you while we're up there.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay, so we are collecting Gray Fox stories, and we've got Richard Peter Morris on. Richard is a singer-songwriter who's out of New Jersey, and he has had a lot of fun at Gray Fox. So let's hear him tell his Gray Fox story.
Thanks, Liz. Well, I have to say my very first experience goes back to when Gray Fox was called Winterhawk, and it would have been, I think, the summer of '91. That was just so eye-opening to me. I will never forget walking into the entrance. The entrance was right near the stage at the foot of the hill back then. and Hot Rise was playing, and I was absolutely captivated. They had the whole hill just up and dancing and having fun. And I really never looked back. I've been a Tim O'Brien a devotee for 35 years now. He just signed a copy of his songbook for me. And I've been going to Gray Fox up at Oak Hill with my friend Jim Willis, who I grew up playing music with, and I play in a band called Cul-de-sac with now in Red Bank, where we're from. And Jim and I first started going up in 2015 together in his Volkswagen Vanagon. You know, we'd be riding up the thruway at 45 miles an hour, all worth it, hoping we wouldn't stall in the line getting in. And we showed up the first time we went, probably on a Friday, like a real rookie move. But when we're driving around, everything's packed. And just luckily, right near where that big flying pig used to live, right there in the bend in the tree line, someone just said, "Hey, we got a spot in here that would be just big enough for the Vanagon." So we pulled in, had the greatest time, just like everyone does at Great Fox. We became instant friends with our neighbors there and made music with them all weekend. And I remember while we were driving around, Jim said to me, "You know, we're going to just let go and let Great Fox." And that's been our mantra ever since. You know, you just go with it and let the experience take you where you will. And that pretty much determines what you needed to experience from Gray Fox that year. And it's never failed. Now we have a whole group of people that have been coming with us, including our friend Rich Naviaski, retired firefighter from New York, who drives all the way out from Colorado Springs to meet us every year. We've camped on the far side of the field because the group's getting bigger, but we love it so much. And again, we've made friends at Gray Fox who we stay in touch with every year and who meet us and camp with us every year to hang and make music. It's the best. I look forward to it every year, and I'm so glad I got a chance to share my Let Go and Let Gray Fox soundbite with the world.
That is going to be my new mantra: let go and let Gray Fox. Well, thank you so much, Richard. And I look forward to seeing you there this year.
Likewise. Can't wait to see you, Liz. Thanks.
It's very cool when you can come across these Gray Fox stories. We've, at this point, heard quite a few, and we're looking forward to sharing them with you. If you'd like to share your Gray Fox story with us, click the link in the program notes. You can schedule time at Gray Fox to tell us your story. If you're not going to be at the festival, just drop us a line, mike@bluegrassbrooklyn.com, and we'll set up some time with you. Okay, see you soon.
Well, thanks for a great interview, Mike. I have to tell you, I'm not a big IPA fan myself. In fact, I went to stock up for some beer this summer for all my festivals. I like to do that at the beginning of the summer. And it's like, what are all these IPAs doing here? Like, can't I just get a nice fruity beer once in a while? So, yeah, no offense to any breweries out there, but, no thanks on the IPAs. But also, I love these bands that are having fun with their music. It's not all a competitive sport like bluegrass can be sometimes, and that they value the different parts of their music, not just the instrumentation, but the singing and, of course, just the songs themselves. So what a fun group. I can't wait to see them at Gray Fox.
Yeah, that interview was more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And I loved Let Go and Let Gray Fox. Just chill out and go with the flow.
I have my own rookie move that I did. I didn't arrive on a Friday the first time I went to Gray Fox, but I did arrive on a Thursday. And like in the evening, and my husband and I did the exact same thing with two young kids in the car.
Oh boy.
Driving around, and we were going to have to pitch a tent. So just word to the wise, if you are coming to Gray Fox, come a little earlier. You can camp in the high meadow where there's plenty of space for everybody.
Good advice. Okay, follow us at Bluegrass Brooklyn Follow, share, and subscribe to the podcast. Drop a line, mike@bluegrassbrooklyn.com. And if you are looking for jams in Uptown Manhattan, Bronx, Riverdale, and New Jersey, and increasingly around the world, check out bluegrassjamsnearme.com. So anything else to add, Liz?
No, thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing you around the jam circle.
Sometimes I'm high, sometimes I'm low. It's a little bit different each and every